Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, June the 26th, 2024. Wednesday, June the 16th. A lot of talking, today, kind of heart to heartish. Yeah, I don't know. But it was all right. It was okay. I mean, let's just dive right into it. We have um Christina. She goes to see Alexis because she went to the website and there was a link to a petition that look, she downloaded that petition and filled it all out, ready to file it with the courts with a stipulation that if TJ and Molly split up, she still has rights to the baby. And Alexis says, wait a minute. I told you I will not be placed in the middle between you and your sister. She said, but I'm going to ask you one question, Christina. Why are you doing this? She said, so the baby can stay with us. And the way she said, stay with us, I thought she meant her and Blaze, right? So Alexa says, what do you mean stay with us? And so Christina says, with the Davises. TJ is the father. Molly has no rights. So if they split up, the baby goes with TJ. She says, I'm not going to let that happen. And so Alexis looked at her and I thought, okay, now when she says it that way, she goes, I think Molly would want this. And I'm thinking, well, Molly wouldn't want you doing this, but the long term, okay, I could kind of see where you're going with that. But see, that's not where Christina's really going with that. Christina wants to keep that baby. And Alexis said, she says, now, I'm going to ask you another question. Does part of you want to keep this baby for yourself? No, I don't know how you could say that. And I'm thinking, because she knows you, you're her daughter. And she goes, have you discussed this with Molly? No, I'm doing this to protect, the baby and, our rights to the baby. So a knock happened, knocks on the door and Alexis shoves the affidavit behind pillows. She goes, oh my God, I hope this is not one of your sisters. It's Sonny. Sonny has come there to tell them, look, I just found out what Ava did to you. And I want you to know I'm handling it. I put her out. And Christina says, what? She goes, oh yeah, I put her out this morning. She no longer lives at my house. I am not condoning what she did. And Christina was shocked, like, wow, okay. And so she goes, Alexis, I want you to know we're on the same side where Ava is concerned. And she goes, good. He goes, I'm furious. She goes, I'm furious too. So Sonny said, oh, she goes, but look, while you two are here, I got to share this news, with you. I was hoping the girls would be here, but I'm going to share it with you too. She showed them that she got her law license back. All she has to do is do her continuing education, and she's back in business. And he goes, good. And so he said something about Diane. And she goes, Diane wants me to come and work with her at her practice. And Sonny said, oh, the dynamic duo back in action. And she goes, now look, I'm not going to be your attorney. Diane is still your attorney. And he goes, good, because I know. In reality now, Alexis was his original attorney, but Diane has been his attorney for way more years now and actually does a better job than Alexis. They're formidable up against each other, but as an attorney for the mob, Diane is the best. So anyway, they left that there. Now, Finn and Chase run into each other at Gregory's bench, at the park. I thought it was going to be hostile, but Finn wasn't. And Chase was nervous. And Finn, they talked rationally, and he asked about Violet, and Chase says she's fine. She asked about you. She's worried about you. And, so they minor chit chatted, and Finn did not was not accusatory. And he goes, I've let Violet down. And he goes, you're still her hero. He goes, you're both of our heroes. That's why we need you to get better. And so Finn, they have a little conversation, and Finn picks up the phone and he calls Sky Park Meadow, or whatever the name of that rehab place is. And he lets them know that he is going to check himself in this evening. And Chase looks at him and he says, so she says, good, we look forward to seeing you. And so Finn looks at Chase and he goes, I'm proud of you, bro. That's what Chase said to Finn. And Finn says, will you take me tonight? And Chase says, I will take you tonight and I will pick you up when you're done. And so Finn says, now I'm doing this under one condition. He says, I want to see my daughter. I need to say goodbye to her before I leave. It's 90 days. That's 3 months, right? He goes, no, so Chase just looks at him and we don't know how that was going to go. Now, Brooklyn was talking to Tracy and Tracy was telling her, prepare yourself. This is probably going to be long term, or much longer term than a week. And Brooklyn's like, fine, Finn, Chase and I, we could take Violet to our apartment. Tracy says, unacceptable. Your apartment's too small. And you cannot take her to Finn's apartment where her grandfather died and she saw her father. She goes, no, we would never do that. Tracy says, look, I already talked to Monica and I talked to Olivia. They want you, they've agreed that you, Chase, and Violet can stay here long term. She goes, long term? She goes, I don't know, grandmother. She goes, look, prepare yourself. This might be a permanent situation. And what we can offer Violet is this whole community. We've got so many maternal mother figures in this house, from Lois to Olivia to me to Monica. She goes, we've got Willow down at the gatehouse. She says, and there's plenty of father figures around here too. She says, and there's kids going in and out of this house all the time. Violet would thrive here. She goes, and you and Chase would have the freedom to be newlyweds and get back to doing the things that newlyweds do, right? And Brooklyn looked at her. I know what you mean. Like, she goes, I can't think about that right now. She goes, well, you need to think about it. The suites are adjoining. They have their own private bath. This Brooklyn pretty much is your best option. And it's a good option. She goes, well, Chase and I have money. We could buy a place. She goes, why would you have to buy a place? You won't have the support that you have here. And Violet needs a lot of support. So Brooklyn, she goes, well, I have to talk to Chase first. She goes, talk to him, because this is your best option. So Chase walks in and he says he ran into Finn, and they're like, how did that go? And he goes, he is going to check himself in. I was right there when he made the call. I'm going to drive him. But there was one condition. And they look like, what is that? He wants to say goodbye to Violet. And they looked at him and he goes, and I agree, because it's going to be 3 months. And they just kind of looked at him. They said, she has not seen him since the incident. And for him to just disappear for 3 months, he needs to talk to his daughter. Chase says, I will be there monitoring the situation, period. To make sure Violet is okay and make sure Finn doesn't go in a whole different direction. And so Tracy and Brooklyn were like, it's your call. So this is, when is this meeting supposed to happen? And Chase says, right now. He's in my car. We're going to do it now. So they bring him in. Chase brings Finn in, and Tracy is in the foyer, and she sees him and her eyes are watered. And she goes, Finn. She rushes over to him and gives him the biggest, tightest hug. And he actually hugs her back. She says, I'm so happy to see you. And he said, thank you for letting me do this with Violet. And she goes, this was Chase's decision, but we support it. And we're here for you. So they left that scene there. It was tender with Tracy. I loved it. That showed how close she was to Finn because, they were very, very close, right? Ooh, that was really good. So we should be able to see the scene with Violet and Finn tomorrow. And then we have Ava, she called Scott. Now, see, remember, Scott wouldn't take Finn's case, but Scott sure will take Ava's case. He's going to sink his teeth right into that because anything against Sonny Corinthos is for him. Anything. He would love to win against Sonny. And Ava says, oh no, Sonny is volatile. And if he thinks he's getting full custody of my daughter, he's got another thing coming to me. Everybody knows he's a mob boss. Scott said, an alleged mob boss. It's never been proven. And see, guess what? Ava's not going to be the one to be able to give evidence. Although, see, Sonny not in his right mind. What was he? You could say stuff in front of her. It's all right. Because Miss Wu was like, I don't trust her. We didn't agree to have a meeting with her, you see. She was privy standing side by side with him like she was mob boss-ette, right? So she knows a whole lot of incriminating stuff against Sonny, but you know what? Ava's no fool. And Ava knows she can only give up so much because that could be a death sentence to her, even though Sonny would never kill one of the mothers of his kids. Look, he didn't kill her over Morgan. So anyway, we're going to see this battle is getting ready to get hot and heavy, but she's going to probably do things that are more volatile to set Sonny up. But when it comes out about the medications, she's going to get blamed. And you know what? Good for her. Because she never did what she said. Oh, remember she was snooping around so she could find out who did this to Sonny. And Ava didn't do none of that. She sure was trying to hedge her bets. So Ava had sent Trina over to Sonny's house, and this happened before Sonny went to Alexis's to get a binder that she left. She needed it. So Trina, goes there. She goes, Ava wants me to get blah, blah, blah. He goes, go in her room and get it. I haven't gone in there since I put her out. So Trina comes out with it and she goes, Ava also wanted me to let you know her room number at the Metro Court. He says, oh, don't bother. I don't need it. In other words, if I want to know her room number, I want to know her room number. That's too easy for Sonny to get, right? And he said, oh, you could tell Ava that she better get a lawyer because we're going to have a battle. And Trina just looks at him. Oh, okay. And she couldn't hightail it out there fast enough, right? So when she gets to Ava, she tells Ava all that, which is why Ava gets Scott. And Ava, she goes off on Sonny. He's trying to take my child from me. How dare he? And Trina's just standing there and she's just going off and off. He's volatile. He's this, he's that. He's violent. And I'm thinking, but you sure were staying with him, right? You didn't have a problem with him taking your daughter to swimming lessons and everything else. Carly at least had the good sense to say, Donna won't be back until you get your situation right, because something is not right with you, Sonny. But Ava didn't have a problem with it. Till now. He's trying to say a hotel room is not a good environment, for a child to live in. Well, it's not. It's not, Ava. You got a huge chunk of money selling Spoon Island. She could go and buy the house next door to Carly's. Remember? Sonny still owns the house next door to Carly's house. It was Connie Falconeri's house. That's where he let Taggart hide out. They just don't show that anymore, right? So anyway, all of that tied in, and then Trina, she goes home because now they've moved in. Joss was cleaning. Trina was supposed to be there helping clean, although she didn't lift not one sponge. Josh and Gio were talking. Gio ended up helping her. And he goes, but isn't this place already clean? I mean, I vacuumed and she goes, look, I'm just anal that way. You got a deep clean when you're moving in somewhere. And when Josh said that, I thought, when have you ever moved into a place you had to deep clean? Because do you think she had to really deep clean the one bedroom, the one room, dorm room that she and Trina had? No. But it's making her look Susie Homemaker-ish. Okay. So she and Gio, had they're having a lot of conversations. But, then she was talking about how, she knows his relationship with Sonny is close. And he goes, yeah, but you have a problem with him. She goes, yeah. He was married to my mom more than once, but this last breakup was messy. And I felt that I had to be somewhat in the middle of it. She goes, when I shouldn't have been. My mother is grown. She knows how to take care of herself. But yes, Sonny and I are no longer close. And so he's like, oh, okay. And so Trina comes in with a funny look on her face because this is right after she saw Ava, right? She had a box. And Jocelyn looked at her face and said, what's wrong, Trina? And she goes, I just came. Ava had me go pick up something from Mr. Corinthos. And when I brought it back to her, she went off. And this, that, and the other. And he said, she told me to tell her there's going to be a battle, a legal battle over Avery. And she just, man. And so Jocelyn says, oh, do you think that, she's a real threat to him? And she goes, the way she was talking, which was very uncharacteristic of Trina. She never would have, even though that wasn't a confidences of Ava, but you just delivered a message from a man pretty much saying he's going to take you to battle to court for your child. Why wouldn't you expect her to blow up? And you would not be concerned enough that you had to tell Jocelyn in front of Gio, right? Because he's like, wait, do you think she's a serious threat to my Uncle Sonny? And Jocelyn looks at Trina. She goes, no, I can't say. I mean, I don't know, but I do know she's angry enough to have battle with him. Absolutely. I wouldn't put nothing past her. So anyway, we'll see. Gio gonna run to tell Sonny, whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. That was just a time filler. And the last time filler that they had was Matt. He comes by and Sasha and Cody were cleaning up the stables. They are boring right now, but okay. Matt comes in to thank Cody because Maxie was saying, the kids think he's Superman. He's really stepped up and been a help. He goes, you've been a big, big help to my family. And while I was gone, and I just really wanted to say thank you. He said, there was a time when I didn't trust you, felt you had ulterior motives, but now my opinion of you has changed. And Cody just looked and Sasha's looking at him. And he goes, thank you so much for stepping up. And I'm glad you were here. And he shook his hand. And then Mac left. And he said a few things to Sasha. And so when he left, Sasha says, I can't believe you. You had the opportunity to tell Mac that he's your father. Why didn't you? And I'm thinking, well, for one, he wouldn't tell him in front of you, Sasha. That's a moment if he does decide to tell, and he will, we could tell he's getting to it, right? Getting to it. That it would be him and Mac, just him and Mac when he tells. So the only other thing, let's talk soap news. Soap news, we're hearing rumors they're bringing Morgan back for one day in a dream. Useless. But they're bringing Lucky back on a long-term contract. Tell me, everyone, who do you think is going to have a better storyline? Morgan long-term contract or the Lucky long-term? What did Lucky ever really do? What? They would have done better for ratings to have Morgan come back long-term, not Lucky. So anyway, goodness gracious. So let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. I get to go from the top to the bottom this time. I Am says Soap Opera Digest confirms Lucky is back long term. I wonder how forgiving Aiden will be. Lucky was never a father figure. Pray GH doesn't make him jealous of Jason. Lucky's always been jealous of Jason. Michael Eaton confirms he's leaving GH. Hence, Tracy telling Brooklyn Violet will be there longer. Ava repeated Anna's. Oh no. Ava repeated Nina verbatim. Alexis needs to pay for her consequences. I know. Well, yet Nina or Ava have never paid for their consequences. Sonny seems like his meds are better. He really should be spiraling out of control right now. They're kind of weird with the writing of that med story. And I Am says, I liked Carly's interaction with Brennan, but I can see GH using Sonny and Morgan to put them back together. Not if Morgan's back for one day, right? Annette says, happy Lucky is coming back, and maybe Morgan. Annette also says, sorry, Finn is leaving. Ava is going to help Valentine take Sonny down. Dacia says, Ava just got her karma came back to her quick. She don't have that much karma yet. What would Ava say? What would Nina say about Ava now? Nina would be laughing her behind off at Ava. Claire says, way to go, Sonny, for kicking Ava out. It was long overdue. Go kick rocks, Ava. I hope Finn cleans up his act to get Violet back. I hope the writers don't put Jason and Liz together. They are boring together. Yes, they are. Judy says, a fifth. I used to manage at convenience stores, and I didn't know the difference between one or the other. It's horrifying. I used to say, just point at it. Oh, what you want? Just point. Yeah, because I don't know. That would be me. Ava says, just in, Michael Easton is out as Finn. Judy says, yes, that was great. Sonny might be back, maybe. What do you mean Sonny might be back, maybe? Michael Easton is not Sonny. Clemmy says, Michael Easton made an announcement that he is leaving GH. He says he shot his final scenes. I saw that on his Instagram page. Michael, you will be missed. I know it's been 10 years since he's been on GH. Wow. Ava says, I'm excited. Jonathan Jackson, parentheses, Lucky, I'm so glad you put the name, is coming back. It is reported that his contract was long-term. Oh, they better have some kind of storyline for him. Lisa says, Brian Craig is only returning in a dream of Sonny's and maybe Carly too. I hope it will make Sonny get his medication checked. See how they're going to do that. Lisa says, why did Jason feel the need to have Maxie call Anna? It is totally off that Maxie would call her. She has never called Anna to check in on her before. Not too off. And then P. Merle says, Maxie and Anna are close. Anna and Felicia are best friends. It's true. Well, especially when she says, hey, Maxie, that would not raise any eyebrows with Valentine. It really wouldn't. Now, if Jason had a call, but Anna wouldn't have thought to say, hi, Maxie, right? Lisa says, did Ava not think that Sonny would ever find out what she did to Alexis and has never paid for her actions? She will be blamed for Sonny's medication dose being lowered. She never played the recording of Natalia talking crap about Christina. But I saw A State of Mind where Maurice Bernard interviewed Eva LaRue, and they were talking about the characters. It is going to come out, that recording. Ava is going to do it. And Sonny, they didn't tell us the outcome, but from what they're, it was kind of shocking the way he does react. he is actually more forgiving of her and allows her to explain, well, whatever, we'll see. Because they didn't give a lot away. They just said that, it's interesting the way they're going to make that turn out. And let me read a couple of paragraphs from Denzel. Denzel says, now that Jonathan Jackson is lucky is coming back this year, this summer, of GH, and congrats to him. But it doesn't mean ratings for General Hospital. It is not going to go up to 2 million views again. When Jason came back, the numbers and views were good. It went up and now they went back down because you know what? They're not doing what they should be doing with Jason. Before they spend the money to bring Lucky back, do a better story for Jason. We need action for Jason. Like the shootout, when he shot the guy, we need more of that. The ratings would be there if Jason were lead. They're not making Jason the lead as much as they should. Let's see. Until and if write Lucky's character better when he comes back to PC. I doubt the writers will do. I just don't trust the writers at all anymore. I don't know what they're going to do with Lucky. Can't see it. But what I want to both Elizabeth and Aiden goes off on Lucky for why he wasn't there in their lives all of those years and looking, really, because if she went off on Jason for being gone for 2 years and thought he shot a cop, Elizabeth, what are they thinking about Lucky being gone for how many? 9 years, 8 years? Little Aiden was little, right? And he used to do FaceTime, but you haven't heard him talk about his daddy at all. Lucy says, thank you, recap lady. You have the best GH channel on YouTube. Thank you, Lucy. And you know what? Tell some friends. Point some people over to the channel because we need to reach 3,000. We need to reach 3,000 subscribers. Please, everybody, have your friends subscribe to this YouTube channel. User OC says, Ava Jerome got what she deserved. DB says, when Sonny slammed the door in her face, I was like, yes. Oh, me too. Me too. User OC says, Jonathan Jackson is on his way to GH as Lucky Spencer. And P. Merle says, why? I'm with you, P. Merle. Why? We don't need him. He wasn't even there for his father's death. And User OC says, Chase has emergency custody of his niece, Violet. Patty says, Tracy says she reserved the 90-day rehab. It's 90 days a minimum. It sure is. Patty says, it's one of those, it's one day he's going to haunt, talking about Morgan, haunt Sonny's dreams. Lori says, that's what I was thinking. Or he will start hallucinating about Morgan. Yikes. That could be interesting because, yeah, he should really be deteriorating now with his meds, the way they're doing it. Patty says, because Valentine says, look, they're getting ready to give Sonny one last nudge, meaning they're going to take his medications probably all the way to 0. Patty says, I feel Brennan gave Carly good advice. Lori says, I agree with you. It was a nice surprise. And Patty says, Brennan, I was giving it to Carly straight, or he was giving it to Carly straight. I think I'm crushing on him hard. I wish him and Carly a couple. What would their smush name be? I don't like smush names at all. Brennan told Valentine to leave Jason alone. Chrissy says, I think Brennan is going to find a way to help Carly. He's smitten. And you know what? That just might be it. Brennan might be the one that is going to be able to help Carly with this whole FBI situation. That would be interesting, right? All right, everybody, that's it. That's it for the daily recap of General Hospital. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap.